Now at 10, a Mississippi County community comes together to honor the life of Pastor Max Briley. We'll have more from loved ones. Plus, an Arkansas teen inspiring others as he lives out his dreams, how students at his school helped make it a reality.
And the warming trend is underway across Region 8. 70s are in the forecast. We'll have a look at the warm-up and the cool-down coming up. Region 8 News at 10 starts now.
Region 8 News starts right now.
People from all over Region 8 gathered in Mississippi County today to remember a man they say left a great impact on their community. Griffin DeMarris was there for the memorial.
We gathered in Blytheville today, honoring the life of Pastor Max Briley.
And so Brother Max had a big impact on the whole community. Everybody, anywhere you go, you speak of Brother Max, they knew him.
Briley was the pastor at North 10th Street Church for over 20 years. Community members remember him as a teacher and pastor who made it his mission to help everyone he could.
He was just the best friend, best pastor, and well, we just miss him greatly, and we just feel like he's still here with us.
Briley passed away in July after complications from surgery. The father of four always thought of everyone at 10th Street Church as his family and treated them that way.
Brother Max has been with me, been with our family, took care of my dad, came and prayed with him, prayed with my sons when they had tragedies that happened in their lives.
At the service Sunday, the church unveiled a memorial in Briley's honor, commemorating his time as an incredible teacher and pastor.
To learn more about the impact Pastor Briley had on his community, visit KAIT8.com. New at 10, Blytheville police are investigating after a shooting leaves one dead and another injured. Officers went to the West Side Banquet Hall in the 1900 block of West Rose Street around 2 this morning after getting a call about shots being fired. At the scene, they found 29-year-old Devontae Razor dead. A second person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Their name has not been released. Blytheville police are currently investigating that shooting. Anyone with information is asked to call. In regional news, a Memphis man looking for answers after he says he's been repeatedly denied rideshare service because he has a guide dog. Camille Connor has more on the transportation struggles he's facing and responses from both Uber and Lyft.
Everyday things that everybody else does, I do it, except I use Uber and Lyft instead of driving.
Anthony Benetti is a student at Baptist Theological Seminary. Because he's blind, he uses Uber and Lyft almost daily to get around town. He also has a service dog, Kenny, to help him in ways his cane can't.
The service animal might bring me around obstacles that are overhead that I may not be able to pick up on.
Since getting Kenny this past summer, Anthony says getting Uber and Lyft rides has become more difficult. Initially, he would message drivers when they were about 15 minutes away, letting them know that he has to travel with a service animal.
And then immediately I would notice a cancellation.
So he tried another approach.
After a while, I stopped sending those messages, but then I started getting where a driver will pull up and then drive off
without saying a word to him. We reached out to Uber and Lyft about Anthony's experiences and their policy regarding service animals. A spokesperson with Uber sent a statement saying, quote, "We are disappointed to hear about the riders' experiences. Drivers who use the Uber app agree to accommodate riders with disabilities and must comply with accessibility laws." A spokesperson with Lyft also sent a statement saying, quote, "Lyft has a strict service animal policy that requires all drivers to accommodate passengers traveling with service animals, and we take any allegation of this nature very seriously. There's no place for any form of discrimination on our platform." Anthony says when he's reported the issues to the companies,
either they educated the driver or they just give me a refund.
He says he understands that some people have allergies and that some are afraid of dogs, but he notes that it's against the law in Tennessee to discriminate against people who need service animals.
We want to put a stop to this discrimination.
In Southern Illinois, a Veterans Day celebration took place in Grand Tower this weekend. It started with a parade that traveled through several streets in the community. The event then continued at the United Methodist Church, where people celebrated and honored veterans with music, food, raffle prizes, and more. Veterans said that they were grateful for the recognition.
It means everything in the world to me and all the other veterans. You know, a lot of people nowadays are just, they're almost forgetting what the veterans have done for this country.
This marks the third year for this event. Taking a live look now at Hilltop. It's a quiet night out there in Region 8, and it is quite a bit cooler out there compared to what it was earlier today, Ryan.
Yeah, it's that time of year where we've got dry air, so it gets cool pretty fast, but it warms up quickly at times, and tomorrow is going to be one of those days where we're going to see a huge difference between the morning and the afternoon. Notice how we start out at 40 degrees, but we warm up 30 degrees in the afternoon with sunshine, southerly winds, ridge building in. Big difference. You're going to need the jacket in the morning and short sleeves in the afternoon. We're already down to 44 in Jonesboro, 43 in Paragould, but notice where we've got some southerly winds already starting to build in. Western parts of our viewing area in the 50s. Notice through the overnight, southerly winds. In the morning, we're going to be low 40s, maybe a couple of upper 30s, but by the afternoon, widespread 70s. It's only going to last a couple of days, though. We'll have an updated look at another storm system bringing us some cooler air later this week. Katie?
Ryan, thank you. Multiple investigations are underway after 8 people died and hundreds were injured during a weekend music festival in Houston. Survivors say the victims were crushed and trampled as a crowd of 50,000 surged toward the stage. Jay Gray has a closer look tonight.
Panic in Houston.
They're running, they're going crazy and pushing and everything.
Tens of thousands rushing the stage at the Astral World Music Festival.
It was like this weird vibe was going on, and then it was like the biggest mosh pit ever. Everybody was pushing and people were jumping barricades trying to get out.
But hundreds couldn't get out. 8 fans, ages 14 to 27, killed in the stampede. 25, including a 10-year-old with serious injuries, taken to area hospitals, and at least 300 treated at an on-site field hospital.
Nothing of this magnitude that any of us can recall, and certainly that I can recall, that is taking place in this city. This incident is being thoroughly investigated and reviewed.
The investigation now includes narcotics officers after a security guard told medics someone injected something into his neck during the chaos. He collapsed unconscious and was revived with Narcan, an anti-overdose medicine.
I mean, I'm honestly just devastated.
Travis Scott, the headline performer and founder of the festival, posting his first on-camera response to the tragedy Sunday, sending prayers to the victims and promising to help in the ongoing investigation.
Help us figure this out.
Survivors trying to figure things out as well.
We do let loose, but to the point where lives are lost, it's sad. It really is.
The pain of that loss evident along the fence surrounding the concert venue. Jay Gray, NBC News, Houston.
3 schools along the East Coast received bomb threats today. Several buildings on the campuses of Columbia University, Cornell University, and Brown University were evacuated. Columbia University confirmed it received threats around 2:30 this afternoon, and that triggered a campus-wide alert. Cornell University and Brown received similar threats, and those campuses also evacuated buildings. At Brown, authorities searched the buildings affected on campus and were able to give the all-clear Sunday evening. Students say it's better to be safe than sorry.
But better safe than sorry, so we're definitely just staying away from those. I mean, people in the group chats have always been telling each other, like, better safe than sorry, stay away from the buildings. So.
This rash of bomb threats called into universities comes 2 days after a bomb threat was called into Yale University. Coming up, a Central Arkansas student gives a thrilling halftime performance, inspiring others as he makes his dreams come true. And later, the holidays are right around the corner, and some stores already encouraging shoppers to get a head start as supply chain issues continue. A Bryant High School student blew everyone away with a recent halftime performance, and he's inspiring many with his story. After being diagnosed with autism as a child, Jaden dreamed of performing in front of a big crowd. And now he wants others to know that no matter what, anything is possible. Mallory Brooks brings us this story.
16-year-old Jaden's love of Michael Jackson started when he was just 4 years old.
I was at my Mimi's house and I first watched him on TV. They were doing a special and I was like, who is this man doing like these cool moves? And
it wasn't long until he was doing the moonwalk in the kindergarten talent show.
Just like a smooth criminal.
And presenting a book report on Michael Jackson at school.
When he got older, he wrote Thriller.
All leading up to the moment he called the best day of his life. The Bryant High School cheerleaders invited him to perform Thriller with them at halftime.
Really like hit my heart because I never had these kind of people to like be my friends or anything.
He brought so much energy to the performance.
Practice was very exciting. He brought like a light to practice.
And the reaction from the crowd when he took the field?
Everyone started chanting his name as soon as he was walking off the field. The whole stadium was chanting, Jaden, Jaden. It was awesome.
Jaden's impressive moves blew everyone away.
Performing with him, it was just amazing. You felt the energy on the crowd.
And for him,
I felt like I was a superstar.
After Jaden was diagnosed with autism when he was young, he always dreamed of a moment like this. And he's hoping it inspires others like him to follow their passion.
Then they can still do it anyways because anything is possible. Always dreams that come true every single day.
Now, as for what's next for Jaden, he hopes to someday have his own show where he performs as Michael.
We had a nice day today. Went up into the mid-60s, about average as far as the high temperature is concerned, but started out this morning about 10 degrees below average. Coming up, we've got even warmer air and another cool down. If you were out this afternoon, you know firsthand that we had a great afternoon after another cool start. 3 days in a row where temperatures were starting out right around freezing. But this afternoon, boy, we went into the mid-60s and it felt really good. Some places even close to 70. That's the pattern that we're in right now. This map simply shows you where the warmer area is and where the colder area is. And we have been warming up. This is a ridge of high pressure that is moving in, and with the southwesterly winds keeping us mild even through Wednesday. But Wednesday, probably the last really warm day, or I guess you'd say above average day that we're going to see for the week, because we've got a storm system. You see this little dip right through here in the pattern. That digs in as we go into Thursday. Drags a cold front through here, gives us some rain, and if you notice, brings some cooler temperatures through a good part of the Midwest all the way down into Region 8. And as we go into the weekend, once again, temperatures are going to be right around the freezing mark. Notice as we head into Sunday, temperatures try to moderate just a little bit. We get into what we call a zonal flow, which will bring temperatures back to around average. Out there right now, temperatures are falling off not as fast as the past few nights, but still, we're down to 44 already in Jonesboro. We've already dropped some 20 degrees from the afternoon high. A little warmer back to the west, where we're really starting to see the southerly winds kick in just a bit. An hour-by-hour breakdown shows temperatures will drop just a few more degrees. Looking at temperatures right around 40 degrees to start out the day. We warm up in the afternoon to around 70 degrees when the kids get out of school. It's going to feel nice outside. Of course, sun goes down right around 5 o'clock now, and that'll cool off the evening fairly fast. But heading into Tuesday morning, this is an average start to the first week of November with temperatures in the 40s. Notice as we go into the afternoon, once again, back to around 70 degrees. Radar, dry. In fact, we're going to stay dry for the next few days. You have to really widen out to find any action. What we've got here, you can kind of see where the pattern is, goes up and then down through the Ohio Valley. That's kind of the dip that we have now that's moving out. High pressure's coming in, giving us nice weather over the next few days and keeping the temperatures fairly warm. It's a quiet evening as we look out from NEA Baptist right now. There's a live look in Paragould looking west from AMMC, and pretty quiet evening as we look down on some of the Christmas decorations there in Walnut Ridge. Through the day tomorrow, notice how fast we warm up. 40 to start out, close to 70 by lunchtime, and 7 in the afternoon with a nice clear sky and lots of sunshine. We stay warm for a little bit behind that storm system, though. Notice that dip as we go into the weekend. And in between those two air masses, there's your rain chances. Wednesday night to Thursday could pick up a half inch of rain. So Tuesday, storm system passes by, gives us some clouds. You'll see that on the 7-day forecast. That's the storm system that gives us rain as we go into Thursday. So tonight's forecast, chilly, clear, 41 for the overnight low. Sunny and warmer tomorrow, 72 degrees. 7-day forecast showing next couple of days looking good. There will be some clouds on Tuesday. Clouds come in late on Wednesday, leading to rain Wednesday night into Thursday. And then there's the cooler air back into the 50s. Overnight lows down to around freezing. So keep the umbrella handy Wednesday night, late in the night, not in the evening hours into Thursday.
And then sweaters for the games on Friday.
Sweaters for the weekend, yeah.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Well, coming up, Logan Whaley has a preview of the Red Wolves Coaches Show. That's next in sports. And we're just a few weeks away from the busiest shopping season of the year. But how will the supply chain issues impact your holiday shopping?
Arkansas State kept it close in the first half, but Appalachian State pitched a shutout in the second half to win 48-14 at Centennial Bank Stadium Saturday. Head coach Butch Jones spoke more about the loss on today's Red Wolves Coaches Show. Jones has stressed playing complimentary football all season long. On the show today, he said the Red Wolves didn't compete for 60 minutes. The game was tied at 14 in the second quarter, but the Mountaineers outscored A-State 34-0 the rest of the way. We saw our first look at Wyatt Beagle in the game. Jones hinted that we may see more of the true freshman quarterback the rest of the season.
It was great to get him some live game repetitions, and Wyatt brings a whole nother element. As we all know, the quarterback run game can make the throws as well, and we'll continue to develop that in the last 3 weeks of the season. Again, it's hard because you don't see the results on the field, but I'm starting to see the results in our culture and our program. But again, it's all about winning. Losing will never be accepted here, and we have to continue to teach our players what it takes to play winning football. And we'll come in on Monday, we'll dissect this game.
You can catch the Red Wolves Coaches Show tonight at 10:35 on KAIT. Over to San Marcos, Tatum Tickner and A-State volleyball looking to get back on track against the Sun Belt leading Texas State. First set, Kendall Davenport hits return to sender. That got the Red Wolves on the board. A-State facing set point, but Macy putt with a gentle tap and the kill. Despite that, Bobcats would take set one. Second set, Elise Wilcox hammers home a kill with a lefty stroke. Wilcox and putt paced A-State with 6 kills today, but Texas State would take the second set after this block. So the Red Wolves in a hole in the third set, but putt and Davenport keep the Red Wolves in it with a block. Now 24-23 in the third. A-State would tie it at 24, but Texas State pulls away. Bobcats win their 10th straight. They win this 3-0, and A-State drops their third in a row. Speaking of winning and losing streaks, Arkansas football returned to Fayetteville Saturday, looking to extend their season winning streak while also ending a conference losing streak against Mississippi State. Hogs hosted Mississippi State Saturday. It was a back-and-forth affair, but the Hogs pulled away in the last minute, breaking their 3-game SEC losing skid 31-28. It secures the first season at 500 or better for Arkansas since 2016. Head coach Sam Pittman pleased to say the least after the win.
We're very fortunate to have had an off week to prepare for them because they do so much blitzing and movement on the line, but I think we beat a good football team. And the other thing is I'm very, very, very proud of our team and our coaches. We didn't just win the Super Bowl, but it feels like it. And we're bowl eligible, and very, very, very excited to have to know that we're going to play in December or January.
Finally, with the playoffs right around the corner, here are your nominations for Yarnell's Sweetest Play of the Week. Nominee number 1 is Nettleton. Cameron Scarlett totes it 5 yards for the game-winning touchdown. Raiders win 26-22 for the 5A East title. Nominee number 2 is Marion. Cameron Anderson ices it with a 59-yard touchdown. The Patriots upset Jonesboro on Thursday to secure a home playoff game. Our third nominee is McCrory. Kason Campbell connects with Levi Tucker, and Levi will run for a while. It's a 90-yard touchdown. The Jaguars beat Earl on Thursday to clinch the 2A3 title. Our final nominee is Greene County Tech. Tyson Cartwright with a sleight of hand on the kick return. Matthew Akins takes it 65 yards for a touchdown. Eagles win 65-0 to clinch a state playoff spot. Voting starts now and runs through Tuesday on KAIT8.com. Yarnells will deliver free ice cream or donate money to the booster club of the winning school. That's a look at sports. I'm Logan Whaley.
The countdown to the holidays has already started for some, and experts are warning you may want to get going on those shopping lists sooner than later. The reason why, next. November has just begun, and thoughts of Christmas may be starting to pop into your head. But this year, now is the time to make that list and check it twice. Randy Gyllenhaal talked to experts who tell us don't wait until Black Friday to shop.
With 50 days until Christmas, some shoppers are acting like time's running out, with stores already pushing sales weeks before Black Friday.
Because that they have some specials. If they do, and I think it's something that I want, I get it.
We found Hope from Langhorne. She's got 2 teens, both want electronics, but that's an industry hard hit by shortages.
He's big into computer and gaming, so most likely it's something online. My daughter, she's going off to college next year, so same thing, she's looking at computers.
Well, you've probably gotten the same email blasts like everybody else. Amazon started their sales back in October before Halloween. Best Buy promising Black Friday prices today guaranteed. But if your wish list includes things like laptops, electronics, computers, or gaming, experts are warning your choices may run thin with trouble on that pesky supply chain.
Which is really a fancy way of saying getting stuff from the factory to the store shelf.
Newtown financial advisor Mark Freed says cargo slowdowns are happening just as Americans are out spending again. So his advice, don't wait until actual Black Friday.
It might even be too late. We're seeing people start shopping now. People are starting to buy, but we have no stuff.
And inflation will make your gift list more expensive. Concerned people could blow through their pandemic savings.
Can't stress enough that you have to put a budget together and you have to be very careful on spending.
So as we remember the days of Black Fridays past, the big question, is America's crowded consumer tradition finally dead?
So I'm not going to be going out on Black Friday. I haven't done that in years.
Well, the Twitterverse has spoken, calling for Elon Musk, the world's richest man, to sell 10% of his Tesla stock. Musk posed a question about selling stock on Twitter Saturday after hearing complaints about reports that he pays little or no federal income taxes. Because he draws no salary as owner of the electric vehicle company, the only way for him to pay taxes personally is to sell his stock. The capital gains tax on 10% of his Tesla stock would amount to more than $4 billion. Musk has said that he would follow the results of the Twitter poll, whichever way it went, but he's not yet announced his response. Check this out. While running the New York City Marathon, one man stopped not to get some water, but to propose. Christopher Glockstein ran over to his girlfriend at mile 17 with one question on his mind. Glockstein got down on one knee and asked his girlfriend of 4 years if she would marry him. He'd kept the ring in a pocket while running the marathon and put the ring on his finger at mile 15, so he was ready to propose a few miles later. She said yes, and Glockstein hugged his fiancée and jumped back into the race. Well, Ryan,
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I just looked over at you because it's been a while since we've done this.
Yeah, 7-day forecast showing that we've got temperatures in the 70s over the next few days, and then we cool down after some rain coming in on Thursday. So pretty nice couple of days, so get on outside and enjoy it. Katie?
All right, thanks for that, Ryan, and thank you for joining us. Have a good evening.